Bossing, skilling, guides. Hey guys, what is up? It is Scuzzy. Welcome to another Ramblings video. This one may be a bit controversial, but I did get a comment literally like 24 minutes ago discussing something that I didn't know if I wanted to talk about in a video or if I wanted to respond in a comment. And just get to the cave crawlers, but this is a guy that I've actually known for a while. I'm not his friend, but we used to dungeoneer together back in 2010. That's, I think, where I first met him. His name's the Mehukas. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's how I always pictured it in my head. But I just say, back when I was dungeoneering with this guy, I didn't really have great feelings towards him. But I guess he's a subscriber, and he asked me this question, so I'm going to respect that, and probably a lot of you will want to hear the answer as well. Now, I'm not on bad terms with this guy. I just didn't realize that, one, I thought he quit. I thought you quit. And two, I didn't know you were interested. So, okay, so here's the question that might be really, it might be opening a huge can of worms, but I may as well get it out there because I am an honest person, and I do have an issue with being too honest in the wrong places. There's a time and a place to be honest, and there's a time and a place to not necessarily talk about that sort of thing, because there are certain people that don't want to hear that sort of thing, and I can respect that. But since someone asked me about this and they wanted to know, I am going to definitely be honest about it and give you my thoughts, as I do with all my rambling videos. So, on to the question, or more like a statement. I heard you took 20 billion plus loan to get your 5.4 bill fast as soon as possible with spins, etc. Doesn't that take away the enjoyment from the game? You sound like a guy who loves to play just for the sake of good gameplay and enjoyment, but then you do that. Isn't that a bit hypocritical and the opposite of how you say to us subscribers how to enjoy the game? So there's a couple different ways I can go out about this. Firstly, let me say I did take a loan. But before you click out of the video thinking I'm a disgusting person that takes loans and such, it was a loan from someone I actually helped make the money. Back in 2013 is when I started getting serious about going for max experience. Max experience at the time was, I believe, it was the beginning of 2013, so divination wasn't even released. So 5 bill was the max XP back then. And spins were, I think it was still the Squeal of Fortune at that time. It may not have been. It may have been the Treasure Hunter, but I'm pretty sure it was the Squeal of Fortune. And a lot of people that were going for experience, they were also dicers. They were either dicers or they were stakers, and they had a lot of money. So I always vowed to myself that I would not be like that, and I actually deleted all of my friends that went into dicing and staking because I wanted to have no part with it. I tried to give them a chance to be my friend, but like I said, I had no desire to be in contact with people. And I was, how old was I? I was, we're talking 4.5 years ago, so I was 19. I was 19, and I was not mature when I was 19. I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of 19-year-olds that I wouldn't say were more mature or are more mature than I was. No, I'm not going to even say that. I'm not even going to say that. I wasn't mature back then. I had a lot of emotional problems from my past, and a lot of pain from people leaving in my life, but I'm not going to get into that. That's one of the reasons why I went for max experience. I was very pissed off at the world, and that's why I said this question is a very, very loaded question, because it delves into my personal life and how much of that do I want to say to, the open world. I'm making this video. It's 6 a.m. right now, and I have not gone to bed. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to record some stuff for my retrimming series. I did a couple of assignments, and you know what? I'm not going to post that today. I'm going to post this ramblings today because I think it's more important. I will wait until next week to post the retrimming series, if I can get that in. If not, then I will just add a couple more clips to it, because it's not really that full. It's got maybe a couple assignments, but I've been slacking a lot on that. But where was I? I was talking about how I was angry at the world, so I decided to go for max experience and I was in school at the time. I was in engineering school. Started when I was 18, and so I guess I was in my first, or just ended my first year, going into my second year of college, and I decided that that's something that I want to do. I just gotten recently out of a relationship, not of my fault, but there's the pain of that plus other pain, and I decided, this is a real ramble, but I decided to go for max experience. So I did that, but I vowed not to. I always had this standard where I didn't want to cross the standard and become something that I don't want to be. The type of person that I always look at as something that I don't want to be. I don't ever want to become that type of person. Now, if you don't know the full details of exactly what happened with me during my journey to max experience, you can look at it and say, oh yeah, well, he definitely dirtied his hands. He took a huge loan. And it was, let me just specify, it was not 20 bill. I'm not sure where you heard that number, but I will clarify how that number came about, and I don't know who told you that. But so if you want to know the full story, that's what's happening in this video. If you don't want to hear the full story, then you can click out of the video. I don't really blame you. I would just ask that you respect giving someone the benefit of the doubt. I always do that for other people, even when I don't really like them, or they seem to be a really, really corrupt person. I still give them the benefit of the doubt and a chance to explain themselves. Now, the way I'm saying this sounds like I did something bad. I can tell you right now, personally, I don't feel any regret for what I did. The only thing, let me just get into it before I just go around like talking about whatever. So, what the Mahuka is saying, talking about a loan. I took a loan from a friend that I had helped make the money. So what happened was, in 2013, towards the end of it, maybe around December, or maybe early fall or something like that, I discovered a merch method that made a lot of money, and I didn't tell anyone about it because I know, well, that's how I used to be. I didn't talk about the methods I did for RuneScape for experience gaining, or the methods for merching, because I had a lot of trust issues. I still have trust issues. I know I'm smarter about it now. I won't, tell people things that they don't necessarily need to know. Like, you guys don't need to know my merching method. It's not really an issue if you know whether or not, like, the things I did for gaining my experience, that's totally fine. When I was in the moment, when I was gaining the experience, I didn't tell people because I was in school and I didn't want other people overtaking my rank. Now, some of you would say that I was very obsessed with my rank, and you would be right. I was obsessive. Um, I wasn't even going for rank 1. I wanted a really high rank. And originally, I've said this in other rambling videos, the reason why I wanted to get a high rank at the beginning is because I wanted to show people that cheaters aren't always on top. It's not the people who always, do something that gets their hands dirty that comes on top, that wins. I wanted to show people that the good guys can do it too. And in fact, it's better because the people who cheat, they have no satisfaction. And if they do, it's a very warped type of satisfaction. They should not have satisfaction from gaining something through means that are not legit. Now, it's really, really hard to talk about this because I could come across as very harsh towards certain people. So I'm not going to name any names, but there were a few people who were really, really good at gaining experience. So I did a lot of research into how they were gaining that experience. A lot of them, actually all of them except for one person, used the Treasure Hunter and Squeal of Fortune. They would they would use their dice money or their staking money through, or their, this is when Old School first came out, they would train on Old School, make a lot of money, and then transfer it over, which I also consider to be dirty money. So I've never done that. That's not part of my thing. I don't look down on people who do it. I just don't think it's a legit way to train your skills. Honestly, I should start an Iron Man and just go for max experience. That's what I should have done. But at this point in my life, I don't know if that's the best thing for me to do, is to spend another, couple of years on this game at that much hardcore capacity. I think it's better if I do educational things and entertaining things for you guys to build a community. That way I can start to introduce different things like engineering or other games, whether that be through another channel or this channel, however that may be. So this really is turning into a ramble. I wish I could just solidify my thoughts sometimes and make my point across, but this way you get to see the raw emotion and honesty that comes with it. So I'm going to grab a Dark Beast task real quick and then I'll be back. Okay, so I need to get this crystal teleport seed, but I'm just going to talk while it's still fresh on my mind. So there were maybe 5 or 10 people that were really, really crazy about their experience gains, and they were hardcore. They loved their rank. I think it was about the top 10 people at the time. And I knew certain things about these people. Some of them botted. Some of them used alternate accounts with bots. Some of them, like I said, went to Old School and, made their money through that. Some of them staked. Some of them diced. So, and then all of them, excluding one person, but he was no threat to me on the high score ranks, they all used Treasure Hunter and Squeal of Fortune. So I felt very threatened by, no, oh man, I was supposed to wear that. Oh, come on, man. Damn it. I just wasted 30 points. Yes, assign me this creature. God dang it. So I felt very threatened, and I felt very discouraged because in my mind, the cheaters had won again. They were going to get it, and me being in school, I didn't want to ditch school. A couple of them actually ditched school, and that, to me, was just like, dude, are you serious? Are you really going to do that? And I'm sure by now you probably know who they are, just by me talking about it, or you can figure out who they were. But saying way too much. This is a very hard topic for me to talk about. It's not something I like talking about, but I think it does need to be said. And after it's out there, then I'll see what happens with what you guys think, and we can move from there. There is a chance that this could destroy my channel for some reason. Who knows? There's always that chance. But so there, I felt threatened, and I felt like there was no way for me to ever get on the top 10 without using the treasure hunter. So I had a decision to make. Was I going to start using this treasure hunter, or was I going to just, give up and not get the rank? I was very obsessive, so what I ended up doing is I said to myself, okay, I found this really, really good merch method. And when I'm saying good, I mean I'm making 10% every single day of whatever I put into it. Like, the sky is the limit. So I think I had like 800 mil at the time. So I was making 80 mil a day. And from there I had 880 mil. Then I made 88 mil the next day. From there I had 90 something mil. And then 900 something mil, and then I made 90 mil, and it just kept rolling over and rolling over until I got to about 3 bill, and then I started spending 300 mil every single day, as well as making 300 mil every single day, and I did that for the decision that I made was I was going to use the treasure hunter, but only for bonus experience. Only for bonus experience, and never, ever on a Prismania. I somehow convinced myself that was alright. I don't know if that's perfectly alright, but my drive for the rank outclassed my the inside desire for me to have that standard. I figured it was an alright compromise because I was making so much money. And there were a couple times where I ended up, lower than that 3 bill because for example, this is how I spent 300 mil a day. You're going to ask, how did you spend 300 mil a day? I bought bonus experience while there was no promotion on the treasure hunter. I literally was paying like 90 GP per bonus experience. On top of that, I was using Crimson Chinchampas for wood cutting, for what other skills? For divination. I spent so much money on divination, probably like 2 or 3 bill just on Crimson Skill Champas. Same with wood cutting. For fishing, I did not. I did C2 Dungeoneering. Oh, Kitty just came up to my screen. But I did a lot of methods that normal RuneScapers will never ever do, never ever consider. I was always looking for a way to gain the fastest experience possible, no matter how much it cost. So there were days where I spent 450 mil, and I needed a little loan from my friend. Now, this goes back to the part where I talk about the merch method that I had. I'm not going to talk specifically what I was doing, but I can assure you it's totally legit. I don't manipulate anything. You're going to have to take my word for it because I'm not going to tell you the merch method. I still do it to this day. And I'll tell you why I still do it. Because I am still paying off a loan. And we'll get to that. We're about 19 minutes in. Probably do another 10 minutes. Hopefully I can wrap this up. So back in 2013, this is towards the end of 2013. So now we're in 2014, and I meet a guy who is actually one of my best friends. And he currently isn't playing RuneScape, but he comes on from time to time to get Gold Premier membership, and I just hand him 500 mil because I owe him a lot of money. But let's get into why. So I taught him my merch method. I spoon-fed him for a little while. Then he started to catch on, and he was starting to make money as well. He told me about another cool method, and we both started doing that item as well. So now we have full grand exchanges for both of us, and we're using huge alt armies to make our money. Then I go ahead and teach another person, because at this point I'm like, man, I got a lot of money. This guy really needs some help because he doesn't have much money. He was killing frost dragons at the time, and I've been there. I have been there. I killed 60,000 frost dragons just to get from 130 mil attack to 200 mil attack, so I had money. This was before the merch method, so I've been there. Then I found the merch method, and I was like, man, I gotta help people. I really gotta help people. But as time went on, maybe a couple more people I had taught, they started screwing me over. They started overcutting me, and it got really, really tough for me to merch these items. And I wouldn't say I'm the best mercher, but I know how to merch the specific items that I did. And if you take me out of that comfort zone, it gets scary. So, there were like I said, there were days where I didn't have money, but there was a cool promotion going on. Like, say, let's see, there was the divination promotion where you got the pocket slot item, and it made the divination wisp last a little longer. And I did the calculations out, and it was nowhere near Prismania level. It was still around like 60 GP per XP. I was like, you know what? That's going to make my life a little easier, because I go to school for 8 hours a day, and then I come home and play for 10 hours, 12 hours a day, getting very little sleep. So I decided, you know what? Make divination a little more AFK for me, and, sign me up for this. So, but at the time, since I was spending 300 mil every single day, I didn't have the money to douse into a promotion like that. So I would take a bill here and there from my friend. I would say, okay, I'll pay you back, and I did pay him back. But by the end of my road to 5.2 bill, I had maybe around 5 or 6 bill in debt, and I had around 3-4 bill in items and stuff. And there was this one guy who was a huge asshole to me, and I'm sure you guys know who he is by now, but there was a guy named Success. He was the biggest dick to me. Excuse my language. He was so mean to me for no reason. And, he came out of nowhere, and he got a lot of experience, and he was so mean about it. So I decided to try to beat him to max experience. So one of my last skills was construction. So for my very last act, there was a promotion for the royal boats, the royal battleships. And I asked my friend, I said, dude, this one last time, I promise, once I'm done, I will pay you 200% of anything that I owe you. Right? So, he ended up, he didn't really care about RuneScape at the time, and he ended up lending me 4.5 bill to go spend on these royal battleships. And I got 56 mil, I think, construction XP in on my last day. It wasn't enough to beat this guy, but I knew that the guy botted. I knew he was a cheater, and I knew eventually Jagex would find a way, or I was hoping that Jagex would find a way to ban him. And it's my personal belief that it's a cover-up. The reason why he got banned was a cover-up because he botted, but they used the fact that he punched another player at RuneFest to their advantage to get rid of him to save Jagex's face. I don't want to say very much more than that. I do have a couple other beliefs towards other players, but it doesn't really need to be said, because that makes me look like a jerk, and I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, so this guy got banned, but he was a complete douche to me, and that's the reason why I spent so much money at the end, is because I wanted to beat this guy. I guarantee you he spent a lot of money as well. But anyways, so I'm about 9.5 bill in debt with this one friend that I taught how to merch, and he made the money himself. After I taught him. And then I told him I'd pay him 200% afterwards. So that's where the 20 bill comes in. 200% of 9.5, I said, let's just call it 20 bill and we'll be good. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I had planned to pay him back within a month. My best month of merching ever, I made about 15 bill in just 1 month. I was making 300 mil a day, spending 300 mil a day. No, sorry, 500 mil a day for a month. I believe it was probably January or February of 2000. No. Yeah. It must have been January of just after I had maxed, January of 2015, where it got real good to merch the items that I was doing. And then after that, it started to get really bad. Really, really bad. So it was hard for me to keep up with it. And then 2016 rolls around. Well, actually, 2015, May, I graduate from college. And I'm looking for a job, not really playing much of RuneScape, merching here and there because this guy's not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. Why stress myself out trying to do this? Now, I know it's not good to have loans and not pay them. But, and I would not advise this for any of you guys. I guess that part was a mistake because now that I look back at it, rank is not. It should never be that important. But the circumstances, I mean, they are what they are. You can judge me the way you want. I'm used to being judged by people. It's not really news to me. I would just like it if you didn't judge me. It would be really nice if you didn't judge me. So I graduated, got a job back in August of 2015, worked there for a couple months. And I ended up getting fired, and I've talked about this in other ramblings, so I'm not going to really talk about it, but I ended up getting fired for being too honest and too good at my job. It sounds weird, but it's the way it is, and I've been having trouble finding another job ever since then. So Invention came along January 2016. I had just gotten to 23 bill bank. Just gotten. So it took me a whole year to scrounge up 23 bill. Now, it's still a lot of money in a whole year. Not many people make that in a year. But for me, it felt like a really long time because let me just put it into perspective. In 2014, I made 140 bill. 140 bill. And I spent it on skills. I can single-handedly tell you that I've spent the most money on bonds in this game than any player ever. More than me. More than him. He's got nothing against what I have because I didn't buy them on promotions. I bought them off promotion because I wanted to give myself a handicap. I told myself, if I'm going to do this, I can't be like those other people because I don't feel like that is the right way. So I've never outright bought experience, I guess, other than the boats, I guess. But construction is not a slow skill anyway, so it's not really, I wouldn't say it's that big of a deal. Anyways, you probably, I don't know, you may disagree, I don't know. But, let me see, where am I going with this? There's a lot of information, I'm sure, for you guys to process. And my cat's coming up here again. But as far as did I take a 20 bill loan? No. I took a total loan of about 9.5 bill. That was over the course of 2 years' time. And I had just gotten enough to pay my friend back when Invention came out. And he said it was alright to use it. And I said, dude, I really want to get rank 1. I think I can get rank 1 with the money that I have. And I had a plan set up. Cat, don't nudge that, please. I had a plan set up. A very good plan, mind you. It would have worked if not for the meddling kids. No, I'm just kidding. But it would have worked if Jagex actually implemented Invention correctly. They messed up big time. And I don't know. I don't rank is not as important to me as it was just 1 year ago. I realize that now, because I'm at the end. I'm ranked 2. I've been ranked 2 for over a year now, and honestly, I don't see what would be so much better if I was rank 1. I have honestly, I have what I wanted. I wanted community, you know? That's what I've always wanted. Even when I was in the hatred loop of, mad at people. I was mad because I didn't see the community. I was shunned from community. I hate the word cliques. I don't like how high schools have cliques, how most places have cliques, and people are shunned. I hate bullying, all this other stuff. I hate that stuff. I love community. And just now, I'm realizing that this is what I wanted, is to have a community, to have people to talk to share things with, which is the same thing as talking to, but also to hear you talk to me about stuff in the comments. I'm actually considering opening a Discord channel so we can talk and stuff. It's getting very sentimental. This video is probably gonna get a lot of dislikes. I know that. But the fact of the matter is, yes, I took loans. I'm not particularly happy about it, but the circumstance was I really, really wanted the rank. And to do that, I had to skim a little bit off to get to that point. But I gave myself a handicap, and let me see, I probably spent like 170 bill on maxing my experience, and then another 19 bill on invention. So that's where I am now. I spent 19 bill on invention. I had 23. I left 4 for myself. I could have spent the last 4 and taken rank 1 if I was better with my money. I may have been able to take rank 1, if not for the fact that I don't know if it was rigged or not. I don't want to say very much more than that, but I'm happy where I am now. I'm happy where this channel is. I mean, obviously, I want it to grow more, and I want to know more about you guys, but I'm not discontent with where the channel is. I'm very, very happy with it, and, so as far as, let me get back to the question. So I heard you took 20 bill loan to get 5.4 built fast as soon as possible with spins, etc. Doesn't that take the enjoyment off of the game? Let me stop you right there. It takes the enjoyment out of the game. I will tell you right now, it takes all of the enjoyment out of the game. It is not fun. It is not fun going just for rank. It is not fun. I would never do it again. I don't want to do it again, but part of me wants to do it again, and I have to fight that because at the end of the day, it's just a game. Why on earth would I want to do that to myself? I could have died with invention. I stayed up for 100 hours straight. I could have died. I've never done that before in my life. That was the first time I've ever done it. And that's not worth the risk. I don't know if I would go for it again. No, that's not, hopefully you're not going to hold me to that, because the future could, you never know about the future and stuff. Maybe next time I won't have to stay up 100 hours. Maybe they'll implement the skill correctly, and make it so you can play 15 hours a day each day and still get the rank 1 like that. But I sound like a guy who loves to play just for the sake of good gameplay. I do. I love playing games for the gameplay. I enjoy it. There are a couple other games that I really do enjoy. I wish I could post them on my channel, but I'm scared that people will not like it and my channel will die. Honestly, if we're being honest, that's something that I have fear of. It's very difficult for me to put one video every single day. That's why I take the weekends off to refocus and see what I can do for the next week. Isn't that a bit hypocritical and the opposite how you say for us subscribers to enjoy the game? It is. It is. It's hypocritical because, well, actually, it's not hypocritical because I've changed. If you see what I'm saying, you can look at someone's past all you want and say, yeah, they're a hypocrite for changing. They're not like they used to be because they've changed, but because they're telling us that they've experienced, like I've experienced it. I'm telling you, don't do what I do. I'm sorry, don't do what I did, because I've gotten myself out of that, and I don't want anybody else getting into that. It is not a healthy lifestyle to go for a rank in a game, and I would not advise it for anyone. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy the competition. I do enjoy the competition. I don't like when it's not fair, and it's almost always going to be not fair, unfortunately. But I do urge you to play the game and enjoy it, and do what you enjoy on the game. Let me see. Did I say everything that I needed to say? It is almost 7 in the morning, and I touched on that I spent 19 bill on invention, around 170 on my total skills. I wouldn't do it again. If I was smarter with my money, I could have had the money and never taken a loan from anyone ever. Ever. And I would feel better about myself. But, it's like, I don't know. It's like taking a house loan to me. That's sort of how I feel about it. I guess, I don't know if that's a good mindset to have, but it's like, almost everybody takes a house loan. If they're buying a house, they'll take a house loan, and then they'll have to pay a lot of interest on stuff. But they need a place to live, so it's okay. So by their standards, it's all right to take a loan because you're paying it back, and that's what everybody does. Anyways, now that's not to justify what I did here. I mean, like I said before, I don't really feel bad about it because I taught that guy how to merch and how to make money. And then I was like, wait a sec. I taught this guy how to make money. Maybe he can help me out, Anyway, so long story short, I'm still actually in the process of paying him back, but neither one of us is in a rush. And he's used those skills that he learned on Runescape to apply them to real life, and I would say he's pretty wealthy in real life now. And I should probably do the same, but there's the aspect of laziness. Man, that word. Anyways, this is a long video. Probably like 5 people are gonna watch it, and that's about it. So I don't know. You decide. Am I this, person that you should not respect now because I took a loan from someone? But that's the full story. I think that was everything. Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will respond to every single one of them, well, within reason. If they're not, edifying and profitable, I'll probably not respond to it. But you guys are entitled to your opinion. But as always, I'll look through the comments to keep them clean. And because, like I said, I don't like bullying. I don't like hate or anything like that. So I hope that clears it up, the Mahukas. I hope you watch the whole thing and you understand kind of where I'm coming from. If you don't, then I don't know what to say. That's honest, raw, words from me. And I hope you guys still respect me. And yeah, I'm actually a little nervous to post this one. But anyways, If you did enjoy, then let me know in the comments. And I'm just trying to think. I don't want this video to go too long. I'm not editing this at all. I'm just putting it up. And let me just go through this question to see if I answered everything. I heard you took a 20 bill loan to get 5.4 bill fast as soon as possible with spins, etc. I took a 9.5 bill loan over the course of 2.5 years. No, actually like 2 years. From someone who I actually taught to merch. So if it hadn't been for me, I don't know if he would have had the money to loan me anyway, so I probably wouldn't have taken a loan because I'm not that type of person. The only reason I did take a loan is because I was in a tight pinch, and I've explained that before. It does take the enjoyment out of the game. I don't recommend it. There's a lot of people going around now that are taking huge loans for like player versus boss stuff, player versus monster. It's kind of crazy. Like they got like 19 bill debt because they're stake happy and stuff. But the way I see it, I've made over 200 bill on this game, and I've spent most of that. And I owe about 9.5, and the reason why I owe around 20, which is not 20 anymore because I've been paying it off a little by little, is because I told him that I would pay him 200% interest off of the thing. So, I'm sorry that it's so long. It's 30-40 minutes. I think that I'm just going to end it there. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know something that, I don't know. Tell me something in the comments that you're, I don't know, comfortable enough to say it in the comments, but something that may make you look, make people respect you less, I guess. I don't know. But we all have a past. We all have history. And we can all move forward and change for the better. So what I would say that you should take from this is don't go for a rank because it's really not worth it. You can take loans, but I mean, I wouldn't advise it. I mean, I don't take loans in real life. I just don't like the concept. So it's a very weird thing because I don't want other people to do something that I've done in the past. But at the same point in time, I don't really consider that a regret of mine. Sure, it boils down to, for example, if Jagex never released the Squeal of Fortune, never released the Treasure Hunter, I would have never taken a loan. You know what I mean? It was the circumstances that entitled my brain to say, yeah, it's all right to do this under these circumstances. Just give yourself a handicap. Anyways, I think I'm done. Yeah, I just logged out. And so, thanks for watching. And my voice is getting lost. I will see you. I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great Friday. I'm going to post this one as soon as I can. So, it'll probably be up at like 8 a.m. Eastern time. So, yeah, I thank you guys so much for watching, listening to me, hearing me out. I hope you got something from it, and I hope you understand me a little better. Like I said, if you want to say something in the comments to let me know a little something more about you that you're comfortable with, then that will be great. I love community. I'm really glad, we're doing this thing. So I will see you next week for some more videos. Peace. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. Follow me on social media and subscribe for more. Peace.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day.